So as I was sitting in a doctor's office the other day, I was reading a magazine, and this magazine had an article in it that caught my eyes. It was more or less not even just an article. It was an article slash on the back it had product information. This product was a drug that everybody's familiar with, and that would be the drug made by the company Merck. Gardasil. And what they were doing in this ad was they were marketing it not only toward girls and saying that this is, a crucial drug for your health and so that you don't catch cancer and, genital warts and all those other things they say that you can get from the human papillomavirus there. But they're now saying and marketing it toward not only women and girls in particular, rather, but boys as well. Really pushing it on the note of genital warts, and on the back, all these major side effects were listed. I mean, where we got if your throat swells, you stop breathing, you start to go blind, genital swelling, all this awful stuff. And I guess the most surprising part about it was not just so much the severe side effects, because I already knew they were marketing it for young girls in particularly, and in some cases now we're being proven that it's not only not so much helping, but they also find that this is also increasing chances for young girls and women getting cancer as they grow. But the fact that they marketed it toward boys as well, with some of the things that are in the shot, I just found mind-blowing. Now, if I can get the article, I'm going to probably post it. But it was the first time myself, whether it be on the internet or, in one of the many circles of websites that I visit, or anything, of all things, it was me just flipping through I believe it was a Time magazine, and seeing that article there for Gardasil for both boys and girls. Not safe, ladies and gentlemen. If I do get the article, I will post more about this topic and about some of the things that I found fascinating, and actually put the document on as a still, or maybe pan over the highlighted forms of the actual document itself inside the magazine. Until then, look around for it, maybe Google it. That's what I'm also going to do. Again, I want to be surprised, but I'm not. But again, this is the first time for me finding that they're also marketing toward young boys now. And they're basically, before I let this topic go for the time being, I also noted that in the beginning of the marketing ploy that they used on the front page of their advertisement, they also were marketing it towards the parents, who basically making it sound like, oh, this is good, your kids are going to die and get sick without it, you're making a big mistake if you don't do it, and basically making parents not only feel guilty so that they would have to do it, but in a certain way, the way they worded things, it was like they wanted to make the parents know that it was their idea, it was their, if they get it done, the kid doesn't have a choice in the matter, which is wrong, because this is going to affect them long term. And we're finding nowadays that all these drugs are really starting to affect us long term. Such things as immunizations, not only immunizations, but just things like Gardasil and shots like that. These things are not to be taken lightly. We have to read the small print. We have to check these things out fully. We have to know what we're putting in our bodies. We have epidemic after epidemic and cancer after cancer here. We're going to wake up and find out what we're actually putting into ourselves before we actually do it, so we know we're not making a mistake. And I think this Gardasil thing is one of them. And Now that they're marketing it toward boys, well, they're just hitting both ends of the spectrum. And you know what? Maybe it's a far cry, but hey, look at the fertility rates in both men and women nowadays going down. Kind of weird because that's exactly what the top elite want. They, pardon me, they want a lower population. So if people can't reproduce because they're getting shot up for something they think is good for them, there you go. Alright, till later on. I'll post more. I'm Bill with InfoWarrior84.